like I've been slacking with locations today for some reason, so we're going to head on over to Kentucky and welcome back Daniel Neihoff. And here's where he tells me he's not in Kentucky.
No, you nailed it. Yeah, I'm in
All
Paducah,
right.
Kentucky. Yeah. All right.
How's it going?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, I've been working on remodeling a bathroom this week, and I burnt my fretting finger there,
Oh.
and so I'm gonna try to navigate with this Band-Aid and do my best to still slide up and down this neck as well as I can.
Play the slower songs.
What's that?
Play the slower songs.
That's right. I tell you what, it might actually help me with bar chords. I may have discovered a secret. I'm not sure. Well, I guess I'll launch into this one here. This is a song that was inspired by my grandma. I've got a Grandma Rose and a Grandma Pearl who, with names like that, they were just made for songs. And the ironic thing is that Grandma Pearl loved growing flowers, and Grandma Rose doesn't care anything about flowers. She just loves vegetables. So, but they both had these magnificent gardens, and they had enough grandkids that we probably could have put dirt in those gardens one handful at a time and made it work. But I was really grateful for that wheelbarrow, and so this is a song about having the right tool for the job. There's an old wheelbarrow in Grandma's garden that she only ever uses for dirt. Just a rusty old bucket with two wooden handles, but it sure has done some work. 'Cause if it wasn't for that one-wheel wonder, the garden wouldn't have got far. It's just as important to use the right tools as it is to work hard. Because a hammer's made for nails, and a shovel's made for holes. Hate is made to break, and love is made to grow. And if you want to build a brand new world, there's just one rule. Make sure you're using the right tool. Well, I snapped a shovel right in half, trying to cut through roots. Took a claw hammer to a concrete wall, left with my ego bruised. Well, if you try to do the job wrong enough times, you'll realize real quick that it ain't worth keeping your pride. Take all the help you can get. Because a hammer's made for nails, and a shovel's made for holes. Hate is made to break, and love is made to grow. And if you want to build a brand new world, there's just one rule. Make sure you're using the right tools. Yeah, a hammer's made for nails, and a shovel's made for holes. Hate is made to break, and love is made to grow. And if you want to build a brand new world, there's just one rule. Make sure you're using the right tools. Make sure you're using the right tools. Right. Thank you very much. Thank you. I know we got a lot of songwriters watching right now, and I'm sure that songwriters can testify to the fact sometimes it's weird being a songwriter, that you feel things about things that you wouldn't normally expect, And I was at home one day, and I was in the middle of writing this song that I'm about to play for you, and I was getting kind of choked up, and I was getting kind of teary-eyed. And my wife comes home and she says, "What's wrong?" And I say, "I'm just working on this song, and it's really hitting me hard." And she's lived with a songwriter for long enough now that she's like, "Oh, okay, I understand. Well, what's it called?" And I go, "Putting on shoes," which is a weird thing to be crying about, you know it? But, after I explained it a little bit, putting on shoes whenever you've lost somebody and you're feeling down or you going through a hard time, putting on shoes is a pretty big deal whenever you finally get to that first step of walking out the door again. And so that's where I was when I wrote this one. Oh, today I'm putting on shoes, and I know it don't seem like news, but I've been hiding in slippers for weeks. So today I'm gonna try to do something. Well, it's hard not to feel sad when my heart, it hurts so bad. But if I can make it outside, then maybe, just maybe, I'll be alright. And I'll start by taking little steps, and I hope each one leads me to the next. Yeah, I know this broken heart can't be fixed, but maybe I can learn to live with it. Oh, today was a real hard day. It's like I'm right back beside your grave. But I know just what you'd say, that a setback's just a chance to find a new way. So I'll start by taking little steps, and I hope each one leads me to the next. Yeah, I know this broken heart can't be fixed, but maybe I can learn to live with it. Oh, every day gets easier than the one before. With each fall it gets easier to get up off the floor. And I know that if you were here, you'd be proud of just how far I've gone. But there's still more to come. So I'll start by taking little steps, and I hope each one leads me to the next. Yeah, I know this broken heart can't be fixed, but maybe I can learn to live with it. I hope I can learn to live with it. With your help I can learn to live with it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, y'all. All
I'm
right.
gonna stay in my socks. I don't want to put my shoes.
Sometimes it's easier to just stay in the socks. Well, I figure it's only fair that I follow that up with a happy song, and I was out in Utah, and I didn't realize this until I got out there, but did y'all know that Utah is a postcard? Like, the entire state is just,
It's so
look
beautiful.
in any direction, and it's a postcard, right?
Yeah, I've been through it once in my life driving out here.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I was hanging out inside my friend's backyard, and it was early morning, and I just, I wanted a happy song, and luckily it's easy to be happy in a beautiful place like that. And and I was listening to the birds sing, and I started thinking to myself, you know what? I'm kind of jealous of these birds because they get to do something that I don't get to do very often, and that is they get to sing, and they don't have to worry about something as important as remembering words. You know, like that's such a pain in the butt. You know, and so they just sit out there and they whistle their little tune, and everybody's just happy to hear it. You know, and so I was sitting out there and I thought, you know, if I could be anything right now, I think I'd be one of these birds. And so it birthed this little song right here, where I was just kind of a little jealous of those birds. So. Oh, if I could be anything in the world, I think I'd be a little bird. Sing a new song every day without having to remember the words. Folks would all marvel at my melodies without ever knowing what it is I sing. If I could be anything in the world, I think I'd be a bird today. Oh, if I could live anywhere in the world, I think I'd live in this guitar. Listen to every song you play, but don't hit the strings too hard. Make a house under the saddle, although sometimes it rattles. For some reason I'd still stay. If I could live anywhere in the world, I'd live in this guitar today. This is where it gets a little weird. If it wasn't weird enough already. Oh, if I could have any power in the world, I think I'd want to read dogs' minds. Although I could see that possibly I might just regret it sometimes. Oh, but it'd be worth it in those moments when I get to hear them say that if they could be anything in the world, they'd be a good boy and stay.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, with all the crazy weather going on out in my part of the country in the southeast here, it feels appropriate to play this song here. This was inspired by some pretty crazy weather, and on a much smaller scale, that hit Mayfield, Kentucky. It's been a couple years now, but there were some tornadoes that came right up the gut of Mayfield and ripped right through town, destroyed a lot of the town, and then made its way up to Dawson Springs, and a couple other towns hit along the way. And that was about 20 minutes from our house, and so it was too close for comfort, really. You know, a lot of times the low-hanging fruit for songwriters is, how can I write about how sad this is? You know, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to do that, because my dad told me a long time ago, he said, Daniel, it's great to connect with people inside of their darkness and inside of their despair and their pain, but if you leave them there, then what have you really done for them? You got to give them a little hope. And so I was looking for the hope in the midst of that storm, and I found it whenever I heard somebody say something about the foundations that were left behind. Because that storm had taken so much from so many people, but it couldn't take those things that were rooted in the ground and those things that we build on. And there's a lot of truth to that even inside of our own lives when you take the building out of the equation and you're just talking about how you were raised and the lessons that were ingrained in you throughout all these years. So This is a song about foundations. In the war against the wind, there are no winners. Only some who have more luck than the rest. But when the storm rips through the city, it's easy to believe there's nothing left. But underneath all the wreckage, there's hope there to be found. 'Cause after all the dust clears, you'll find a strength that even nature can't tear down. Those foundations left behind give us hope of what's to come. 'Cause even though the loss is great, there's something to build on. We ain't starting back at zero. If we keep digging, then we'll find those foundations left behind. And although times get tough and I get weary, I may lose track of where I've been. I hear my grandma in my memory, and she reminds me of who I am. Yeah, those foundations left behind give us hope for what's to come. Even though the loss is great, there's something to build on. No, we ain't starting back at zero. If we keep digging, then we'll find those foundations left behind. We build on generations past, 'cause stones and timbers never last. We stand on family, friends, and faith, 'cause love can't blow away. Yeah, those foundations left behind give us hope for what's to come. 'Cause even though the loss is great, there's something to build on. But we ain't starting back at zero. If we keep digging, then we'll find those foundations left behind. Yeah, those foundations left behind. Thank you very much, y'all. Well, is that my time? I think I may be close to the edge here, so.
No, you got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, I can do a quick one. Here's a song about a guy named Fred Rowe, and I'm gonna try to make you feel something for this guy you've never met. So. Fred Rowe smokes a pack a week, doesn't like to cook, but he's gotta eat. So he gets his TV dinners on his EBT, goes home to live nobody's dream. Fred Rowe doesn't have to try to figure out what's going on tomorrow night. He traded his ambition for a simple life. Now he's just living till it's time to die. Perfect picture of what's right and what's wrong, what's weak and what's strong, what's giving up and carrying on. There's a lesson to be learned from every life. If you look close enough, you'll find not everything is so black and white. There's so much we don't know, and that's the lesson that I learned from Fred Rowe. Fred Rowe's barely getting by, Lead inside his chest, pain behind his eyes. Wakes up drenched in sweat on a winter night, feeling guilty just because he made it out alive. Cause Fred Rose got a purple heart in the back of his closet with a silver star. But he won't tell you what he got it for. He'll just tell you that he's done with war. A perfect picture of what's right and what's wrong, what's weak and what's strong, what's giving up and carrying on. There's a lesson to be learned from every life. If you look close enough, you'll find not everything is so black and white. There's so much we don't know, and that's the lesson that I learned from Fred Rose. No, some say he's a hero, and some say he's a bum. But if you ask Fred, then they're all wrong. Fred Rose smokes a pack a week, doesn't like to cook, but he's gotta eat. So he gets his TV dinners on his EBT. But there's so much that we don't see. All right. Thank you very much, y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
You got one more? Can you do one more?
One more? Sure, yeah, all right. I'll do one more for you real quick here. I'll do my PBS song. It's called Viewers Like Me. Well, I grew up on public television. Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers, my addiction. Too poor to afford habits, so when I'd need a fix, I'd twist those bunny ears until the picture came in crisp. And it was good night, Austin city limits, 1,000 miles from nowhere, Kentucky. Those telethons I wish I could have given half of what came through that TV screen. When I felt alone, they knew just what I'd need. They remind me they were viewers like me. And I learned my imagination is a place, a hideaway if I need to escape. Well, I'd ride a big red dog and call him my best friend. Slide down the spectrum to the reading rainbow's end. And it was good night, Austin city limits, 1,000 miles from nowhere, Kentucky. Those telethons I wish I could have given half of what came through that TV screen. When I felt alone, they knew just what I'd need. They remind me there are viewers like me. And if I'm ever needing a reminder about life before my britches got so small, that antenna in the box of misfit wires convinces me to cut the cable off. It's still good night, Austin city limits, no matter where this crazy life may lead. Those telethons I wish I could have given half of what came through that TV screen. When I felt alone, they knew just what I need. And every time I get lost, they can find me. They remind me they're viewers like me.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it.
Somebody wrote a song about that.
Hopefully it becomes their theme song. I'm working on it. So
Well, thanks, my friend. Great set. Good to have you back.
thank you very much, John. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.